In Chapter 15, The Believer, we didn't see Grogu, but we did get the return of Bill Burr as Migs Mayfeld. As usual, there were plenty of Easter eggs and references to the Star Wars universe, and even a nod to Office Space. Here are 15 Easter eggs and references from Season 2, Episode 7. Where's the New Republic going to put its prisoners to work? In a TIE fighter scrapyard, of course. Who better to sort through the destroyed remnants of the Empire? At the scrapyard, we saw another AT-AT turned into a crane like we first saw in Chapter 11. In that episode, one pulled the Razor Crest out of the water on the planet Trask. Someone got a paint job. After getting his armor back last week, Boba Fett emerged in this episode with a brand new coat of paint looking good as new. Although Morak is the name of the forest planet in this episode, it's also the name of a creature from the planet Erudaru. Morax appeared in the novel Aftermath Life Debt. Morak houses a Rhydonium refinery. Rhydonium is a volatile starship fuel that can be scraped up or salvaged. It has appeared in the Clone Wars and Rebels.
Allow me to introduce you to one of my oldest and most explosive friends, Rhydonium.
These remnant bases are set up and run by ex-ISB.
The ISB is the Imperial Security Bureau. It's an intelligence agency of the Empire that deals with internal state security and enforcing loyalty to the Empire. While it has been mentioned throughout the franchise, the ISB was heavily featured in Rebels. Mayfeld comments that neither Mandalore nor Alderaan exist anymore. As we all know from A New Hope, Alderaan exploded. While Mandalore the planet still exists, it doesn't have the power it once had and is no longer ruled by the Mandalorians. Those space pirates sure do love thermal detonators. There were a shocking number of them armed in an attempt to blow up the Rhydonium trucks. There were so many it makes you wonder if Disneyland was looking for a way to get rid of the Diet Coke and Sprite it can't sell with the theme park closed. Does Pedro Pascal have it in his contract that he gets to show off his face once per season? He removed his helmet in this episode for considerably longer than he did in Season 1. Thankfully, Mayfeld promised never to tell anyone he saw his face, so his Mandalorian pride is still intact. While trying to explain to the Imperial officer why they had to leave, Mayfeld says,
Come on, let's go fill out those TPS reports.
Which is clearly a shout out to Office Space.
You see, we're putting the cover sheets on all TPS reports now before they go out.
In the movie, the TPS report was mentioned throughout and was a quality assurance report. Mayfeld says he was part of Operation Cinder on the planet Burn and Khan. This mission was actually featured in the video game Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Operation Cinder is to begin at once.
That's not the first appearance, though. Operation Cinder was referenced in the second issue of the Star Wars Shattered Empire miniseries in 2015. At the Imperial Mess Hall, we see Mando and Mayfeld face off against some coastal defender troopers, aka Sheretroopers. They are trained for combat in tropical environments. You probably recognize them from Rogue One, a Star Wars story where they patrolled beaches on the planet Scarif. Mayfeld spent much of this episode proving he's not such a bad guy, but his parting shot with a cycler rifle put a nice exclamation on his evolution. Cycler rifles were most notably used by Tusken Raiders and were first seen in A New Hope. In one of the most satisfying scenes this episode, Boba Fett releases a seismic charge from Slave One. Seismic charges draw sound in from their surrounding vicinity and explode in concussive waves of blue light, causing everything in its wake to shatter. In Attack of the Clones, Jango Fett released a few seismic charges from Slave One in an attempt to kill Obi-Wan in an asteroid field near Geonosis. In his hologram message to Moff Gideon, Mando simply sends him a recording of the same message Gideon sent to him in Chapter 7.
You have something I want.
You have something I want.
You may think you have some idea of what you are in possession of, but you do not.
You may think you have some idea what you are in possession of, but you do not.
What did you think of Chapter 15, and what do you think will happen in the season finale? Let us know in the comments below and subscribe for more Mandalorian videos.